So, how the fuck do you even play the Duelist? Well, do you even entry? Never shall I dare, my good sir. I remember being just like you. As a duelist, you only have a slightly more advantage than all the other agents, just because you have abilities like flashes and stuns, and maybe even off angles. Other than that, you play duelists not to get kills, but to make space. Take Phoenix, for example. You take this flash, you flash this corner, and then you unlock this part of the map. But the duelist's main job is to get through the choke points. And choke points are angles that you are gonna get shot from a couple of different places at once when you're trying to push through them. Other agents like Killjoy, it's very hard to push through a choke point because they don't have the utility to help them. Take Phoenix, you can smoke off one of the angles and then push another one. If you're Jet, you can push through all of these angles by dashing through them. That is the duelist's job. It's to push through these choke points that are very hard to push through and take space. And perhaps, if you're lucky, get a kill. I'm going to talk about when to push through those choke points, how to push through them, and where should you push. If you take Ascent on A main, for example, you are only allowed to go an entry whenever all of these angles are cleared. Because if you go like this, you're gonna die to a random Reyna just holding you like that. So unless you have some type of a flash, you have to diligently clear all of these angles. And now you've gotten through phase 1, and once you've done that, you are ready to move to phase number 2, which is how to push out. Your main goal is to not let these people just spam into your choke point. So your job is going to be to dash in one of these spots, so that in case the enemies do start to spray your choke point, you can peek out and kill them while their gun is going to be all... You know what I mean? Here's what it might look like. Somebody starts to spray the choke point, come out and you kill them. If not, you just chill here, you wait for your teammate to go out, and then you trade them. As soon as somebody peeks into them, that's when you peek out into the enemies. Here's how far away you can dash without jumping. Here's how far away you can dash with jumping. Or meter difference. Another rule with Jet is that when you dash, you can look at one of the sides to clear them. Now you don't have to look at them, you just have to get your mouse across them so that your teammates can see them on the minimap. To answer your question, yes, you can clear both of the angles. It's just a little bit harder. But in case you do have some utility left, you should always use it to gain you more space. Now look at how effective is this Roomba. You drop it down elbow and you push into it with the Roomba, and now you can take this fight. It's gonna be very unexpected for the enemies, a lot of kills. This is smoked and you have a raise nade. You can bounce it off of this wall, and now you've unlocked a square because the enemy is gonna be pushed out of it. If you know how to take lamps control and enemies aren't doing anything about it, just go ahead and unlock it for your team. But the most important rule is to do it one by one. You have to unlock squares one by one. For example, if you are Neon and you throw a wall like this because you want to entry site, because that's what your teammates are asking you, push out and you throw some random stuns, and you're out of a sudden, you're fighting these people and elbow, and it's a good stun, but once your wall drops, you're gonna be shot from everywhere else that you don't want to. To avoid that, you have to unlock squares one by one, and you use your utility to give you an advantage in every fight you take. Go B-hop, 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 B-hop. Use your slide and you fight this raise. You kill him because you're better and you're sliding and you can one-tap people. All of a sudden, the raise is gone and you have unlocked this square of the map. After that, you use your stun and you fight this square. Bang, bang, bang. Now most likely he's gonna be stunned, if not unlucky. Your main point is to try to use your utility to give you an advantage in a fight. Let's say now you kill the Phoenix, you unlock another piece of space. Now, of course, allow me to demonstrate. Let's say your team has faked pushing A site and then all of a sudden just decided to rotate, and now you have free B site. So you didn't use any of your utility, and you know that the last two guys are right here, and your team is kind of wazzling, trying to throw the game, you know, fighting a little bit. You can correctly throw the game by isolating the guy that's on the right, and notice how we form a square right here, which can very easily be taken by our stun from Neon. Here's how it would look like. We kill this guy is isolated, we run away. We got away with the robbery. Now the same thing works with Phoenix. We isolate the other angle, we use our flash, and we unlock a square. We can do the same thing with Jet. We isolate the other angle, we unlock a square, and now the enemies are afraid. It literally works with most characters. You notice that there's a square, and you also have utility to take that square. So every chance you get, I want you to take all of the squares that you can. Now I want you to give you one more example so you really understand how it works. Let's say there's an angle and a crossfire, a choke point if you will, that is set up right here. If you were some type of agent like a Sova, yes, all you can do is throw a dart like here or here, you know, bounce it off this wall or whatever you want to do, and enemies can just break it. But if you're a duelist like Phoenix, you can wall off one angle, molly close here, push up right here, and flash. Literally forces you to unlock this square. You cannot do this with other agents because your utility is not set up that way. If you throw a flash here, the guy can just turn around and re-peek. If you try to dog here, you can still get peeked by this guy on the right as you push, or the other teammate can come back after being dogged. So what I'm trying to say is that as a duelist, your abilities are just slightly stronger in taking space. And once you throw all of the flashes that you have to throw, unlock all of these squares, and after you go around the whole map, that's when you're gonna suffocate the other team into having absolutely no space. And if they do not know how to use their utility correctly to come back and retake the space, you're simply gonna win.